We're live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela with another installment of hashtag Be Fabulous You February, where we chit chat about things, hopefully quickly, but you know, it just depends, about things that help us to grow and to develop and to evolve individually, as a family, as a community. So today I wanted to talk about networking. I am referring you back to a video that I did a year ago, give or take, and it's called, it's in my Be Fabulous You, hashtag Be Fabulous You A to Z playlist. You can find it there on networking. So let's just jump right in, because I hear a lot of movement. We're supposed to be going to see this movie. I'm trying to get something done. Hi, thanks for the like. So the thing that came to my mind when I was thinking about networking today is when one of the exercises that I would do with young people when I ran youth programs, and when I ran youth programs, I often worked with groups of young people that I didn't know. Like, I would have to come in and build relationships and rapport. Hey, good day, Rowdy Chica 59. I would have to come in and build relationships and rapport and community, and with you know, just kind of like, I don't want to say out of nowhere, but I didn't have a frame of reference for those young people except that they were young people. And a lot of times when in the work that I was doing, it would be me in a group, you know, it would be 5 of younger people who were, you know, we were all coming in together, facilitating workshops, discussions, conversations. We were just talking about financial literacy. That's the work that you know, I was doing for the most part when I worked with young people. And we had developed this workshop, this game, this, you know, activity. But one of the activities that we would do as a group, or that, you know, I like to do with groups, is you take a ball of yarn and you, as a icebreaker exercise, and you ask a question, whatever the question is, usually whatever is relevant to the situation. So if you're meeting with a group of red hat ladies, you know, you say, okay, everybody, you know, think of your name and think of one thing that the red hat represents to you, or what you love about your red hat, or what your favorite red hat is, or describe what your favorite red hat would look like. Thank you for the likes. So you get the ball of yarn, and then you say your name and what red hat means to you, and then you throw it to the next person. And then, you know, and if it was kids and we were talking, young people, and we were talking about money, you know, what do you love most about money, or what's your favorite thing to buy, or what are you saving money for, or whatever, you know. And you say, I'm Angela, and I'm saving money because I want to go to college. And then you get to throw the ball to anybody else in the circle. We're all circled up, and then you throw the ball across, but you got to hold on to a piece of your thread. So what you start getting is a little web. And then we drop the ball of yarn, and then we talk about, well, what do you see in front of you? What does it look like? What does it mean, you know, to you? What does it mean in terms of us as a group? Okay, you over there, drop your thread. And, you know, they drop their little piece of yarn, but their piece of yarn wouldn't fall to the floor. It would still be part of our network. It would still be part of our web. I didn't use the language network, but that's what I was thinking about. And what does that mean to you? And we talk about the fact that we all got each other, and we holding each other, and, you know, before you knew it, we were all best friends, even though we had only been there for 5 or 10 minutes. But, you know, you set a tone. But that was one of my favorite exercises, because I wanted to set that tone with the young people, and I wanted them to feel that and I want us to feel that we are embedded in the community, and that our backs are got. Somebody's got our back. Several people got our back. Our community has our back. Our family has our back. That we not just out here alone doing it by ourselves. And so when I think of networking, and when I was thinking about networking this morning, it's kind of like the idea that you choose to build a community. We're choosing to build communities. We're choosing to connect with other people, and to foster those connections, and to strengthen those connections. You know, if you throw that yarn back and forth, you know, with the same person, you get a really thick, you know, cord, which is going to be stronger than, you know, if you just have that one yarn thrown back and forth. So that's like the building of relationships, if that makes sense to you. I don't even know if I articulated it, but, you know, you can't, like, you know, I think I say in the video, you know, the last video, you know, you can't just be like, oh, here's my card, I'm Angela, buy Mary Kay from me. I mean, you can do that. I'm not saying you can't do that, but I don't want you to do that. I want you to build relationships with people. I want you to like throw the vibe back and forth, to like get to know each other, to like, you know, I want us to like have a context and a frame of reference for each other over space and over time. And, you know, I want us to know each other as not just someone who wants something from us, but from someone who can, as people who can offer things to one another, as people who are in service to one another. I want us to think of ourselves not just like, you know, I want to get something from this person, but how can I serve this person? How can I serve my family? How can I serve my community? You know? So, you know, that's what I was thinking about in terms of networking today. Just the fact that, you know, the choosing to build communities and how we do that. And with this new age and this new, you know, like, it's absolutely amazing to me. Like, I haven't, you know, been out in the dating world in this new age, but it's just like, at first I was just like very suspicious, and now it's kind of like, I think I kind of get it, because I think that building relationships virtually is similar in some ways to building relationships otherwise. And I have one person, only so far, one person on YouTube have I met on YouTube, and now I've actually met them as like a real live person in like real life. And I don't know why that's so awesome and amazing to me, but that is really awesome and amazing to me, because if I hadn't been putting up videos, if I hadn't been putting myself out there, that's like one relationship that I wouldn't have. And I'm not saying, hey, Mary Jane, thank you. And I'm not saying that person is my best friend. But that person has definitely, I mean, that person, I feel like we're like on the path to being friends. We definitely have a relationship. I try to be of service to that person. That person has been of service to me. We've certainly laughed. You know, we've definitely gotten some, I've gotten some kikis in that situation. Poetry, what's up? Go visit my Twisted Life TV with Poetry. You know, some kikis, some information. Like, I feel like, okay, this is a good thing. And so in this digital age, in this like YouTube, you know, like, and that's the other thing about like networking, like the importance of reaching out, the importance of connecting. Like, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'm like necessarily a shy person, but I kind of feel like I don't like to think of myself as a person who's just talking to be talking. Like, so a lot of times I feel like if I don't feel that I have anything to add, I don't really want to say anything. And sometimes even when I feel like I have something to add, I'm like, I don't know if I should say anything, you know? And so I'm not like just out here, like, even though these days I have been out here trying to like, you know, be more like, I'm more of an introvert than an extrovert. So like, like making comments and like all of that kind of stuff, that's not like just my natural way of being in the world. Like, I do like people. Like, I'm not like deeply introverted. Like, I like people. I like being around people. You know, I enjoy, you know, socializing. But y'all, I could spend, you know, 40 days reading, you know, without interacting with anybody, and I don't think it would like adversely affect me. Like, I don't have like any deep hunger to be among the people when out here chit-chatting with people. But you know, I guess because of the ways in which I have been able to reach out and reach through my desire to like, well, I ain't got nothing to say, so I'm just not going to say anything. Because I would watch everybody's Underground reviews when I was like just in love with the TV show Underground. And it was like, I just could not seem to get enough. And I would talk about it with my mother. I would talk about it with everybody. I would watch every single video that I could find that was published. And then finally, I just felt like I was bursting. Like, I had to add my voice to the conversation. But if there had been like 20 different people doing, you know, Underground reviews that I could have seen, I probably would have never started talking about Underground or anything else on the YouTube. Although I loved, you know, watching the other people on the YouTube. But just being a receiver, just being a consumer is not part of building, is not part of working the net. So I guess that's something, you know, that I wanted to kind of like talk about, the importance of working your net and building your community, and how can you best be a part of building your community. It's not always, you know, everybody has different roles to play in a community. So everybody's role is not to be the talker. Like, you know, my role for the most part is to be a support person, even though I like to think like, oh, you know, I'm the leader of the the crew or the leader of the camp. Really, I'm like ideally a support person. Some of us enjoy listening the most, and I feel like listening is a really, really powerful thing. And listening is a service when you truly listen. Because a lot of us never have anybody who truly and deeply listens to us. Most of the time when other people start talking, our brains start talking to us. And we were talking about meditation a couple of days ago. Our brains start talking to us and we're like, oh yeah, that happened to me. And we're planning what we're going to say next and how that relates to us. And so people are talking, but we're not listening. So if you're able to, I mean, it's a real service to be able to listen to people, because most of us don't nobody listen to us. And it's a service and a blessing when somebody really listens to you deeply. So that's what I wanted to talk about, and I think that, the community, not networking as in, I know I'm in sales, and so, you give out your cards and you offer free, you have to, there's a certain way that we can network when we're salespeople. But, I guess I wanted to kind of like explore the concept of networking in the context of community building, and I think that really when you're the best salespeople are community builders anyway. You're in here for the service. You're connecting with people. You're serving people. It's not just a transaction for money. There's like a transaction of love. There's all kinds of stuff going on. But, but I wanted to I wanted to explore the concept of networking in the context of community, and particularly this virtual community that we find ourselves in, more and more. There was this TV show, this movie where the people were like on rails, next to each other, one person next to the next person, next to the next person, and they were on their devices. Nobody was interacting with anybody. And then it might have been the Invincibles or the Invisibles. I don't know what movie it was, but somebody touched somebody and the person was like, oh, they were like thrown off because they were so connected only through their devices that human to human connection we didn't have anymore. And so not to say that connection through devices is any less powerful than human to human connection. Because I think, definitely, especially when I was in Mississippi, there was something very powerful with being able to connect with people through devices, because I didn't have people that I could connect to, so many people that I could connect to human that I could find. But that, the device connections, how do we take these device connections and, I guess I'm a person who feels like, I don't want to say that the digital connection is less viable than the human connection, but I think on some level I do feel like a human connection is more viable than a digital connection. But I don't know. I guess I'm willing to explore different ideas about that. But definitely, even when we're in the digital world, how can we connect as humans? How can we build community as humans? How can we network as human beings and not, I don't want to say as machines, but like in sincere, genuine ways where we connect with each other, So I guess that's the question. That's the conversation. How do you build community? How do you network? What have been some of your best experiences with networking with people, in real life, in real time, and also virtually, in the digital world? Have you dated digitally? Or, met someone? Because more and more people, I guess, statistically are dating and, getting into relationships through, apps and, through computers, not through being connected with someone down the street. But what has been your experience of networking in the modern age and communicating and community building in the modern age and with all this technology? So blah, 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 blah. Networking. That's what I got. Anybody have any comments before I go? Thank you so much for being here, for liking, for commenting. I can't explain to you how wonderful it is to have people live. Great topics, great video. Thank you. How wonderful it is to have people live, and just, you know, it's like, even though it's through the computer, there's like a vibration, or my tablet or whatever. There's something really, really powerful. But comments, you know, for those on playback, comments are good too. You can build relationships that way as well. But that's what I got. Today is the best day ever. Like, comment, share, subscribe. The content is free. We're working on 1,000 subscribers. So if you're not already one of my first 1,000 subscribers, go ahead and subscribe. If you are, tell all of your friends and family to subscribe. Today is the best day ever. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Be